My name is Gabrielle, and I'm a student at Atlantic High School. I'm here to talk today about why I, along with many of the other students at Atlantic, think that the dress code policy that Volusia County has in place right now is a little bit absurd and it needs to be addressed. I'd like to start off with talking about the sunglasses and hat situation. As you know, Atlantic High School is a predominantly outside school. Aside from your classroom learning environment, pretty much everything you do throughout the day is outside. This is why I believe that while waiting for your class in the morning, walking to and from your classes throughout the day, during lunch, and during shark break, your sunglasses and your hat should be allowed to be worn outside only. Not into your classroom while you're having a class, but only strictly outside. They're convenient to keep the sun out of your eyes and your face while you're eating lunch or while you're walking to class. They also keep your hair from blowing around when it's windy out and you're walking through the hallways. The second thing I'd like to address is the situation for girls with the mid-thigh shorts. Mid-thigh shorts are actually extremely hard to find in stores now because not that many suppliers make them. It's very difficult for a girl to go out and find a pair of shorts that reach the middle of her thigh, that are properly her size, and that will fit her comfortably. It should be at the wearer's discretion of what the pants that they are wearing. Nothing should be hanging out of the bottom of your shorts, dress, or skirt. It should be an outfit that would be acceptable to wear in front of your grandparents or to church. Another thing I'd like to address would be the tank top situation. Tank tops are okay. If you're sitting outside eating lunch and you have a longer sleeve shirt on, it makes it very hot outside, almost unbearable if you're sitting in the sun. Also, some of the classrooms tend to get really hot on hotter days, and when you're sitting in class and you have on a longer length sleeve shirt and you're really hot, it tends to be somewhat of a distraction from your learning. I think that, like the short situation, the shirt should be at the wearer's discretion. Nothing should be hanging out the top or the bottom of the wearer's shirt, and it should be their appropriate size. A tank top, like the one I'm wearing now, I don't find to be very much of a distraction. While girls are wearing tank tops, they need to make sure that all of their undergarments are properly tucked in because that could become somewhat of a distraction. However, as long as everything is put properly into this place, I don't think that wearing a tank top or non-mid-thigh length shorts would be that much of an issue. I think that your clothing should never be a distraction to other students. If you put something on in the morning and you think to yourself that maybe it isn't appropriate to wear to school, it probably isn't and you should change. Another thing I would like to address is that the clothes should always be appropriate, not displaying any type of foul messages. I also agree with the policy that the school already has in place about sagging pants for boys. I don't think sagging is ever acceptable. That should still not be allowed. I don't think that switching over to uniforms would be the best idea, and I don't think it would be in the students' interest at all. The school needs to make these changes to the dress code because they meet the demands of the students while also making sure to keep the learning environment that everyone shares appropriate and distraction-free. Allowing the school to make the switch over to uniforms, I believe, would just hinder the students' learning ability. Nobody wants to walk around looking like everybody else in a uniform that nobody wants to wear. Taking away a student's individuality, I think, would greatly hinder their learning. I think that making students wear uniforms would just also make them rebel and wear clothes that are inappropriate for school even more. The dress code policy needs to be modified to meet both the needs of the students and the faculty in an acceptable manner. It needs to be met at a happy medium so there's no more rebelling with students and the clothing that they're wearing, and the faculty can also effectively teach their classes without being distracted by a student's clothing. I think that with the new dress code in place, there will be a lot less complaining between the students and faculty. Therefore, in the long run, I believe that having the new dress code in place where students get to wear clothes that they want and not clothes that they're forced to wear would also cut down referrals that the school would have, because I noticed that there are a lot of referrals referring to the dress code. If students are allowed to wear clothes that they would buy in their normal stores that fit them appropriately and are school appropriate, I think that it would greatly make Atlantic such a better place, and I feel that everyone there would be more comfortable and willing to learn.